Glow, glow, hey, yeah, I'm so extra. Express myself, I'm next up. Yeah, what more do you say? Coming up. Yeah. Come up, yeah. Come up now. Can't stop me. You coming up.
Oh, I was like, there's a little delay. Hey,
I was right there with
everybody.
you.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the House of Peach. We are back. It is Tuesday, and I don't know why, but for some reason, this feels like it's been a longer time reaching this Tuesday. I don't know. Maybe because I've been so busy. I don't know what that is about. You know what? I'm going to blame it on the Texas heat. That's what I'm going to blame it on.
Well, I can blame it on the Delaware heat too. It definitely has felt like it was a longer week. Like it did take longer to get to Tuesday. So I
Mhm.
think I could agree with you on that one.
Yes, but how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I had another baby. Yay!
Yay.
Yes,
Girl, boy?
yes, as a girl.
Oh, that's
He
right.
is my biggest baby yet.
How big?
9 pounds.
Whoa.
And mom did it all natural. Yep.
Whoa. Kudos to her. More power to you
She
because
did. She did. When I say super proud of her, her husband was absolutely amazing as well. I was just really, 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 really proud of them. And I was like, everyone is doing really well. I got a chance to see her today. I was like, "Ooh, girl." I was like, "You look amazing." Like not like you just had a baby. Like she looks really, really good. I was like, "You were all baby too." Like
oh wow.
all baby. Yeah.
Was this their first?
No, this is number 4. So this is their last.
Oh,
Yes, their
woo.
last. Yes,
Yes. Multiply. Be fruitful and multiply. Do all
absolutely.
April's multiplied enough. I'm good.
As have I.
Yes, like I'm not doing the only thing I'm multiplying are these dollars. I'm not
That part.
multiplying people, okay? Not doing it.
Assets.
Oh
Trips.
wow. Well, congrats to the new mommy. It's a
Yes.
baby. That's 9 pounds. Good Lord.
I know. I
I
know.
told all my doctors when I was pregnant with all my kids, like, listen, if this baby is 8 pounds or more, I'm not pushing out nothing. You better get a C-section schedule. Okay. I meant that.
But here's the thing. Sometimes they'll tell you, like, oh, your baby looks like they're measuring at,
Oh yeah, I don't
and then it's
know.
off.
Yeah.
Like badly. Before, I think when I hit like 33 weeks with my first, they were like, oh, he's like 6 pounds. So I started getting really anxious the
Mhm.
further along we were getting because I too was like, well, I don't know if I can handle like a 9 pound baby. Like that
Right.
really? Girl, he was four
Right.
pounds, 12 ounces.
Wow. Wow.
Off, 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 off.
Well, today I did something that I have not done since 2019, which was work in surgery, like literally in surgery. I did today. It was only 4 hours, but I was nervous going back in. Like it's been, it's been 4 years. But I walked in like I had just been in there yesterday. It was so much fun. I had such a good
Good. It's like riding a bike. I
yeah.
actually was just talking about you yesterday with that, and I was like, you know what? Because I was once again thinking about um, that young lady and the unfortunate events when it came to her baby, and I was like, you know what? April would have been in that room.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't have been none of
And
that.
I was just thinking, I was like, there's multiple people, not just that doctor, but there were multiple people that were in that room, and
Mhm.
they should have been able, somebody should have said something like, hey, wait, 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 or whatever. Like you said, when you go into a surgery, and especially when you're in with certain surgeons, you know exactly how things are going. You can literally, if you had to do the surgery, you could because you know the step by steps, you know the procedures, what's being, required of the
Right,
surgeon. And
right.
so to then have multiple people in the room, I'm like, whew, there's a lot of
There's a lot going on, and when we're taught, to pay attention to everything. This is why when I would interview people who wanted to come into my any of my programs I was director of, one of the questions was, how do you describe yourself as a person paying attention to detail? Because that's one of the qualities that you have to have in
Right.
surgery. Like, I'm not just focused on what I have to do, I'm focused on the surgeon and what they're doing. I'm more focused on anesthesia, even the mom anesthesia machine and all of that there, what's going on. I'm focused on that too, because if the patient's heart rate goes up or down or blood pressure goes up or down, then that's going to affect what I have to do. So I'm watching everything, every little thing going on. So yeah, but it was a lot of fun. And when I left out of there and got in the car and then I got out to go in the store, I was like, ooh, I got to leave this to the 20 and 30-year olds because the sister can't, because you're up on your feet all day,
Ah.
surgery to surgery to surgery, and in and out, in and out.
And
So
it does take a toll on your back, like having to stand as long
yeah,
as you do.
but I
Your
think
knee sometimes too.
yeah, and I think I just had the wrong type of sneakers on. I needed some
Mm.
support, so that'll be my next task is to go do that. So I will,
New shoe shopping, yay!
and I hate it because I never know which ones to get. But hello, Facebook user, please put your name in there. I don't know who that is. It just says Facebook user, so
I
you
know.
probably have not given Restream permission to be on your page or whatever. So just tell us who you are, but we're appreciative of that. Oh my goodness, tonight, Rayshawn. All right, thank you. Tonight,
Hello, hello, hello.
hello. We have our he said, she said. That thank you,
Thank
Rashawn.
you, Rashawn.
So according to Morgan, you were the one that
Yes.
initiated the he said, she said,
Uh-huh.
which I thought was a phenomenal idea. So the last Tuesday in every single month, we do our he said, she said segment. And tonight the topic is, how will you handle all my extra?
Mm.
So a, a few days ago, Morgan tagged me in a video on Facebook, and the young lady on the video was talking about, and I'm going to just in a nutshell, she was talking about when she's dealing with things and she may be a little extra, kind of go off the deep end. How are you going to handle that? Can you just pull me back in? Can you just say, okay, baby, it's going to be okay? What can we do? Let's go talk about it. Let's do this or do that. And we're not gearing this just for women. We're
Right.
gearing for women and men, because believe it or not, there's some men that could be a little extra too. And I'm not
Yeah.
saying you are, feminine, but you're just a little extra. Even in your masculinity, you're still a
Yeah.
little extra.
Well,
So
I believe that every person has both feminine and masculine energy. And we as women need men to be able to tap into both of them. You know
absolutely.
what I mean? You need to have that nurturing side. You need to have that caring side, even especially if you have kids, because there's got to be that when it comes to the kids on top of the provision and the discipline and everything else, just the same, as us. And when there is that exchange of both, it allows you to have that, that balance or that exchange
Right.
from, back and forth. So when we get into it, I'm gonna bring up another video that I saw that kind of goes in with this, because I thought it definitely was very thought provoking, and I would
Yeah.
love to hear, especially the male perspective. Rashawn, I was like, hey, if you can jump in on this one, I would love to hear, your perspective once we get to that point.
Right. And we're going to put the link. So if you weren't able to get with us earlier in the week to let us know that you were interested in participating, now that you know the topic, how will you handle all my extra? If you want to get on, you should be able to see the restream. If you're not, then maybe we can put it somewhere else, but hopefully you'll be able to see that. We can put it up under our names, and you can come in. You don't have to stay on long if you don't want to, but we just want to get feedback from the female and the male perspective on how will you handle all my extra. And we would love to have some examples. So if you have examples, personal examples of how you did handle that, then we would love to have that too.
Yes, yes, yes.
I think it's it's very important to know how to talk to people, because if I'm coming at you like rah 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 rah, and I'm not like yelling at you, it's just about what's going on. If you have that calming tone, if you have that loving tone, if you're able to just take me out of that into a different space, then that helps me. Then it brings me down to where I can hear what you're saying. I can then now receive it, because if I'm on 10 and then you get on 10, because it's like you on 10, so I'm on 10, then I'm going to stay there. I'm not going to come down. I need that. Sometimes I do need that redirection, because I do go overboard. Like I will go off the deep end. So one thing, and I always like can link things back to surgery. So if we're doing a laparoscopic surgery where they have trocars in, it's minimally invasive,
Mhm.
we always have to prepare for the worst if we have to open the patient up.
Right,
So I'm in surgery as we're doing it one way, thinking about all the things that could go wrong and that would cause us to do it a different way, and what then I have to do. So
right,
I and then that takes me up to a level, and I'm constantly going, and then I need to be brought back. Like, okay, let's come on back and calm on down. It's okay.
right.
So, yes. All right.
Absolutely. I mean, I feel like I've gotten to a place, especially since I've been going to therapy, trying to, work out or at least learn some skills to be able to deal with, anxiety, deal with certain situations that come up. What we're really asking for is the other person to be your peace for a minute,
Mm-hmm.
and as that clip was saying, as women, we are emotional beings, period. And this
Mm-hmm.
is something that we cannot help. This is just who we are.
Right.
Everyone is emotional, but this is literally our our makeup.
Yeah.
And so we need that yang to the yang. We need that, other side to be able to be the peace for a minute. So just like you said, you can be able to hear. You know what I mean? I can be up in arms about something that's going on with the catering and the whole 9 yards. If you can't be like, okay, babe, what can I do to help?
Yeah.
Instead of, oh my gosh, why are you yelling at me? You need to do da 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 da. Like, first off, if you haven't noticed anything that I just said, this don't have nothing to do with you. So why are
Exactly.
you taking what I'm
Yeah.
saying personal, as if this is an attack on you right now, or even my tone has anything to do with you?
Mm-hmm.
My
Yeah.
tone has everything to do with what's going on right now. And
Right.
I need some help, some redirection. My dad is that type that will be like, okay, pause. He'll reiterate everything that I've said and then be like, okay, so here is where we need to break things down. And
Mm-hmm.
as he's slowing down the process and I'm over here like, okay, good, I'm being heard, that
Yeah.
allows me to be able to then think things through and be like, okay, yes, I can get with that. I can get with that. Okay, this is the first thing that I need to do. Cool. And then you can kind of come back in. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Yes, there is some self-regulating things that you can be able to do for yourself, but when we're talking about partners and other people, like that's something that is necessary. I think that in order to really have um, a solid relationship is to be able to communicate that way. And I
Right.
think the biggest thing that you've got to take out of that is, once again, ego.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, Jackie, I can see you on my page here, but your comment didn't come up on here. I don't know. Now maybe it's me too. I don't know.
See,
Yeah,
exactly.
it was working fine. All of a sudden, I'm like back and forth, back and forth. But it's cool. I see you on Jackie, North Carolina in the building.
Hey, Jackie. Hey,
And
Latoya, Latoya. Look at
hey,
the
Latoya.
flag.
Hey, girl, how you doing? That's my girl. She's the one. She does stepping, and I would never try to do the moves that she does. There, the choreography that I can't.
Like
It's
the old school stepping, or are you talking about
no,
like the
no,
step
like
with
on the
rhythmic stepping?
it's on the
The platform thing?
Yes, but it's like flipping and turning and going and back and forth.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was like, my cousin
You
does that. I
go on
absolutely
her
love that.
page.
Oh my gosh.
Go
I
on her
always wanted
page.
to do that. Okay.
Yes, she has some great moves. Like I look at her like, man, that's cool. My little two left feet would never be able to do that. And my non-rhythm self. That's why I'm a two-stepper.
Oh my gosh.
That's
Yes.
right.
Okay. Is this what it is? Extreme hip hop and line dance?
My dance. That's
Okay,
my
perfect. I'm gonna look it up, Latoya.
yeah.
I was like, because
Look
I'm
her
gonna
up.
definitely jump in. Because guess what? When April comes in a couple, what is it? Next month? Because it's almost September. I'm gonna just say next month. Pretty
Yeah.
much. That's what we're gonna be doing in the living room. That's part of our party. Yes. While
Oh
you here?
Lord.
Yes.
Who recording it? Because I'm gonna need somebody's gonna be recording. I
I'm gonna
know.
go most definitely. No, we're gonna pick this up in the ring light, and
Oh
we're gonna
my
do this like it's a
gosh.
TikTok.
But back to our topic. And you know what? Being able to actively listen. I heard you say that about actively listening because it's important in a relationship, in a friendship, in a business thing, anything. You got to actively listen to the other person because it's like, how did you even turn this around? This isn't even about you. How did you make this about you? Like what? So and it's not just men listening to us or our partners listening to us. It's us listening to the partners too.
Right.
One thing I
Absolutely.
try to do is really pay attention to people. Now, even though my attention span is like this because I have a million and one things going through my head at all times because that's just who I am. I've always been that way. So now I'm trying to make myself really, if someone needs to talk to me, okay, let me stop everything. I want to make sure I pay attention because
Yeah.
you are up here. I'm going to let you get it out. So if you call me and you're like, "Rah, rah, rah," and I'm going to let you do that, and then I'm gonna be like your dad, like, okay, now what I heard you say was this. Is this what you meant? Because I can't effectively help you if I'm not
Right.
actively listening, if I don't
Absolutely.
have the right interpretation of what's going on, so we can come to come to some kind of resolution. And then two, we don't always need the problem solved.
Yes, sometimes you just need to be heard. Absolutely. Because the problem gets solved as you're in the venting mode, which is
Yes.
typically what it is for me. Like, I've got a lot of stuff, like you said, in my head, and it ends up being really, really pent up. And so then it's like, oh my gosh, this has to come out, or else I'm going to burst.
Yeah.
And however it comes out is how it comes out. And I think being able to be vulnerable in that space, because I am someone who doesn't always share, because it's not that I want to control how people receive it, but how people receive what I say is a big thing. And that's not
Mhm.
something that I can be able to control. But that doesn't mean that I shouldn't say it because, you know what I mean, because of how someone is going to react.
Yeah.
So it's a tough act to follow.
Peach, is that you?
Hey,
Yes.
Y'all, the one and only Queen Peach is
yes, yes,
on.
yes.
All right,
And
Peach,
hey,
give it
Key,
to us.
I
Give
see
it to
Key
us.
over there on me for two. Yes.
So, talking about how does your mate handle your extra, like when you're in a difficult moment? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah, in a difficult moment or any moment that you're extra, whatever.
Well, in my extra moment, smack, I don't care what it is or what the situation or how I'm behaving, she automatically jumps in with me and behaves like me. But then she'll say, okay, how can we fix this? Okay,
Um,
now that we had this crazy moment, like if I'm screaming, she'll scream with me. If I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe this, she'll be like, what? Oh my God, I can't believe they did that. Okay, how are we gonna fix it?
mm.
So she'll jump in, match my energy,
And then help
and
you
then
bring you down. Yeah, I love
to
it.
help me fix it.
You know what? That does work because I've actually seen videos, I think on Instagram or somewhere where the mate or the partner did that and got all hyped with the partner and then calmed down and they came up with a plan. So sometimes, but see, you got to know your partner then. You have to really know them because that can work for some, but some it'll just set them off and keep them up there forever.
Absolutely, absolutely.
That's
No.
that she can get to that point and then calm you down. Yes.
Yes, she does. No matter what it is, like I could be in pain and I go like, I'm in pain. and she'll be like, "Oh my God, you're in pain! Oh my God!" And then she'll calm down and be like, "Okay, well, let's fix this. What can I do
Right,
to help you
right.
stop
That's very
feeling this?"
important. And then too, like you're laughing about it now because you look back on it and you can see the humor in it, which kind of can lighten it up. Or even right then you may be able to see a little humor, which lightens it up so you can calm down to be able to think clearly, like, okay, what can we do now? So
Yeah,
that's really key. That makes it a little interesting. You got somebody that gets with you, and then it's like, okay, now that we've had our moment, let's fix this. And you can help
Yeah.
but come all the way down from that because they've been up there and then now it's their tone. All right, let's handle this. What can we
exactly. But once again, you're also being heard. Your feelings and what you're going through right then is being validated. And I think that that's typically what in the extra that we're looking for at that time. And even
Mhm.
if we're wrong, you know what I mean? Like, let's say I was up in arms about something and my point of view was wrong. To be like, you know what? I hear you and I
Yeah.
completely understand how you're feeling. But what if we looked at it this way? You know what I mean? Then that at least gives you a completely different perspective. So I definitely want to hone in on you got to know your partner. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Because especially if it's someone like me, like I I deal with anxiety. So like sometimes I'm just always up here.
Mm.
So knowing that a person lives on 10,
Yeah.
it doesn't help for you to, come in even above that. You know
Right.
what I mean? Sometimes it does require, if you are, like you were saying, Peach, meet me at 10 and help bring me down to a 2, cool. Or it's like come in at a 2 and just stay there so that it brings the vibration down to a 10,
Mhm.
to a 2. You know what I mean? I feel like there's definitely multiple ways of doing it, but you have to take yourself out of it.
Yeah.
You got to
It's
take yourself out of it.
and people who like live on 10 and have high anxiety, it takes a special person to really be able to handle that and not get frustrated. So
Yes,
that comes in knowing your partner so well that you know that any given moment they could be there and this is how I can handle it. And it's trial and error because sometimes some tactics that they may use may not work and then some will. So they have to figure that out. But
yes,
they gotta want to know you. They
exactly.
want
Which,
to be able to help you. They have to love you enough or care about you enough to say, you know what, I'm not going to run. I'm not going to get frustrated because they are evidently experiencing this. Let me see how I can help. So
yeah,
daughter is on Kayla and the comment didn't come up, but she said that's how my partner is. He always wants to give the solution when sometimes I just need him to listen. And you got to know it could be a simple question. Okay, I heard you say this, and this. Is that what you meant? Yes or no? Do you want me to do we want to find a solution or do you just want me to listen? It's
yes,
a simple question. I don't mind you asking me a question because then I can say, no, I just wanted to vent. Or yes, I need to, how am I going to fix this?
yeah.
Be clear.
Well, I was like, that was
Yeah.
actually something that I learned. I don't know if it was from my therapist or I might have just seen it somewhere. But and it's actually, now that I think about it, it's something that I kind of was doing and then I dropped off.
Hmm.
But if there's something that's going on at the time, it was me who was saying, listen, this is what I'm bringing to the table. I'm not looking for a solution. I'm just looking to be heard.
Mm.
What's up, y'all?
Hey, hey, hey.
Hey, Smack.
Hi, how y'all doing?
Oh, so
Good.
that's how y'all doing us today.
Right.
Nah,
And neither
I
one of them
wanted
gonna be
to.
on camera.
Yeah,
So
look, and that
Well,
threw me all the way off. I was like, wait a minute, that is not the same voice that I heard before, but it's
I
very
just,
familiar.
yeah, I wanted to say, because y'all were, I heard April talk about high anxiety. Um,
I'm okay to share. I have really bad anxiety. I don't go to a therapist for it. I just started seeking to get help for it. But I just wanted to share, like, today, for example, um, my anxiety is crazy. Now, I knew I bought a paintbrush, right? And I knew that I was coming in the house with a bunch of bags, right? And I couldn't find the paintbrush. She asked for the paintbrush, right? I bought her this paintbrush because she ain't here painting. And I was like, where is the paintbrush? But I had to get to an appointment. And she kept saying, baby, you need to go ahead and get your shower. It's 2:21. And I'm like, I gotta find this paintbrush because I'm gonna be thinking about it the whole way ride to Dover in my therapy session. I need to find this paintbrush.
Right.
So I had dropped it in one of the bags and didn't know, but she helped calm my anxiety. She said, take a deep breath. And I had a whole anxiety attack because then I said, I'm dizzy. What's going on?
Mm.
And I had to sit back. I exerted a lot of energy trying to find a paintbrush,
Mm.
but she was able to talk me out of it. And that's just one situation today,
Right.
but she's trying to help me with my anxiety because I worry about things that don't affect me.
Mm.
You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Mine is general anxiety disorder. So I'm sitting thinking about those black people who got shot up in that Dollar General, and I haven't stopped thinking about it. And I just keep trying to read all the articles. So I'm making my own anxiety go
Mm.
Yes.
about things around me. And she tries to help me by saying, does it directly affect you? And try to talk me down. So I just want to let y'all know that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that. That's a great example about the paintbrush. It's there. You probably were looking so hard for it, you didn't see it, or maybe it fell out the bag, or, there's a number of things, but to be able to recognize that and be brought down from that, that's important. Those things do happen. And you got to have a partner who doesn't come at you and say something like, I can't believe you're acting like this over a paintbrush. A paintbrush? Come on, it's not that serious. Instead of saying, it's okay, we're going to find it. Let's just do something else, and then we'll come back and look for it later. Like, I've done that. I've been looking for something.
You are so right about that.
Yeah,
You got to have a special person.
yeah,
Yeah.
And I'm
absolutely.
so glad that I let when we first started dating, I let her know that I'm moody
Mm,
and I have anxiety. But I did not express to the extent of my anxiety. You
mhm.
feel what I'm saying? And so it's good that she's able to see it
Yeah.
and can help me with it and not trying to be. She used to be like, yo, you're a weirdo, just being funny. But when we actually sat down and she saw that, yo, this girl really got some anxiety. Like, I don't like the city. I have whole, like, she knows. And I love that when we drive through the city, we switch driving so that she can drive because she's from the city.
Mm,
I'm not, I don't like to get lost. She already knows I get very, like, what am I turning right or left? And it's probably 2 miles before the right or left.
mm,
So I'd rather her drive in the city because driving in the city just mess with my anxiety.
mm.
I pulled on the wrong street and almost got robbed when I was a teenager in college.
Oh,
So,
oh, wow.
stuff. She drives in the city. I don't.
And that's
That's
good
it,
that you
though.
two know each other like that, to be able to
Yeah.
make those adjustments, and nobody gets mad about it. It's like, I know that this is going to affect her, so let me do it just to make this a good ride and not make this troublesome for her. But
Yeah.
there again,
It
knowing your
doesn't bother you that I laugh.
No, it
A
don't
lot
bother.
of times when she gets crazy like that, I'll just chuckle and then she'll start laughing, realizing like, oh my God, I'm acting up, but she'll start laughing with me. I'm like, okay, we got to get through this, but it's funny.
yeah,
And
yeah.
she
Yeah.
starts to laugh.
One thing that I have learned, especially when I get into that space of, like you were talking about, that paintbrush, you can go down the rabbit hole very quickly, and you can stay in that rabbit hole and then get stuck. And the further you go down, the harder it is to come out. So it's a matter of getting back to the present. Sometimes, you know what I mean? You have to bring it back. So it'll be like, if you find yourself, you're like, gosh, I really need to find this paintbrush, this, that, and the third. And then it's like, priorities. Is this something that I need to do right now? Because remember, you had something else that you needed to do. Is this paintbrush going to impede what you have to do? Because if you were literally going to something where you needed this paintbrush for, then yes, you have to take that time to be able to do that. But then once you do that, I'll take it both ends. If you needed the paintbrush, then it's a matter of, okay, let me take a step back. Let me look around me. I see a TV. I feel the carpet on my feet. I feel the shirt on my back. You know what I mean? And those kind of things actually pulls you right out of that that goes on.
Yeah.
And now it allows you to get to a place where you can possibly find exactly what you are looking for. Because sometimes that tizzy keeps you from being able to find what you're looking for because you can't think.
Yeah. I just did a
Or you done pissed yourself off because you should have put it here and I didn't put it here and now I got to be looking for it and I got time for this and and it just keeps going.
Myself and a group of us went through a workshop I don't know, maybe 3 months ago. No, it was longer than that. And it was I believe it was 7 weeks. And we did just that. So when we found ourselves in those situations where we were on 10, it was positive intelligence is what it was. Shazad Karmeen is the one that did it. And so he had PQ reps. So there were things that we could do that would calm us down in order to do that. So I could have, somebody say, you probably need to do, and we've done that for each other. You need to do some PQ reps, whether it's a minute, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and you might need to do a couple of rounds of them to calm down. Whatever it is, it could be just rubbing your fingertips. It could be listening to music. It could be, like you said, feeling the carpet or focusing on a TV or picture, something to do that. But also, too, if you have a partner that recognizes when you get there, they could even say, hey, come on, let me not even say anything, just turn the music on. The music that they know would calm you. And try that. Or come on, let's go take a walk really quick. Let's go walk up the street. Or come on, let's go take a ride. Whatever. They have to be able to recognize that. They have to be in tune with you and definitely paying attention. Like, I don't want a partner who doesn't pay attention to me.
Yeah.
I want you to be able to see it or sense it and then know exactly what to do to calm down.
Exactly. Well, can we talk a minute about what happens if that partner can't handle your extra?
Yeah. Well, before you do that, let me say, so I'm seeing these comments on here. Hey, Jason's on here. He said, that's like you said earlier, you have to know your partner. I've learned that once you learn your partner, you'll learn their body language, learn them mentally, emotionally, spiritually. The most important thing is a listening ear and a watchful eye, especially if they tell you they have a condition. Absolutely. Now, what you were talking about. Also, too, for those that are watching, if you want to get in on this conversation,
yes,
and come on, the link will be, Peach, can you put that in where they can see it too? The Restream link. That way you can come in. You don't have to stay long if you don't want to. Come in and give your 2 cents and or hang out. We don't care. We love having guests on here. So, Morgan, you said, what if they can't handle all your extra? That's a good one. All right.
Yeah, because sometimes you're not equipped. Or that person really isn't your assignment. A lot of us get into relationships, a lot of us get into friendships that we're not necessarily meant to be in, or there's a lesson that we have to learn from that. But what do you do when you can't handle someone else's extra?
Yeah.
Does that mean that you are inadequate, or does that mean that there's something wrong with that person who's extra?
Oh, wow. That's a good question.
No,
that's the question
that
that's
just
always
means that we're not good, we're not right for each other.
What would you say?
That just means we're not right for each other.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with me. It's just that together we're toxic. Bye.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
exactly. Exactly. There's no right or wrong. There's no you're crazy and I'm not, or I'm crazy and you're not. No, no, no. It's just that we don't mix. We don't gel well together. We're meant to have whatever kind of temporary thing, and that's it. And it's important to know who to connect with and who not to connect with. That's really important because people, like Morgan said, are out here connecting with folks that they're not supposed to. They're
Yeah.
linking up, and we're not talking about just in a intimate romantic relationship. You're linking up with the wrong business partners, with the wrong
Yeah.
friends. Like,
But
and
some people take that personally. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, for instance, if let's say it's me that's being extra and my partner can't handle that, now I'm over here like, well, what's wrong with you? There's,
yeah,
like you said, there's nothing wrong with that person. It's just you're not built for that. I'm asking something of you that you are not able to give me,
yeah, yeah.
you know.
It's great to learn that before you get into something really committed or even marriage,
Yeah.
because you want to recognize early on that this is not something that I'm equipped to handle. This is not something I want to deal with nor try to handle. So we're gonna have to try to back it up a little bit. But people are jumping into these things so quickly, and then once they get committed and they're set, then they're finding out like, whoa, you are over the top. I never saw this, but did you take the time to even were you paying attention? Because I'm sure if this person has all this extra, you've seen that in the early stages. Nobody can keep up
Mm,
a front. Nobody can keep up a front that long.
Nobody can keep up a front, but I won't always say that you've seen, because sometimes where we are gives us a completely different perspective. So you don't see those, and I don't want to call them red flags, but you don't see those flags until they
Mhm.
become so big that now they're smacking you in your face. There's
Mm.
some people who, even like, us sometimes it's like, God, you got to make this extra plain because your sister's daughter's
Right?
hard headed. Like, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's one of those things. I've had people say certain things like, when you were in that relationship from the beginning that this is how this person was.
And you're right.
And in a way, yeah, you're
Yeah.
absolutely right. But I thought that I was the person who could be able to help. I thought I was the one who could be able to handle that extra. So now, how do you, even if you're taking that, how do you not take that personally? Because I
Mm.
know I've gotten to a place where I had to understand there's nothing wrong with, if I'm not your person, that doesn't make me a bad person.
Yeah.
That just,
Just did
because
that.
there's someone there for you, I just ain't it.
Yeah. I just did that just last month. So I was, and I don't even know the proper term we're supposed to use, but I was dating, okay, this guy here in San Antonio, and we were in two totally different places, but he was kind of, I don't know. It was more he wanted for him. And I'm like, hello, I'm here too. What about me? What about I want? And it just never meshed. And I said,
Mhm.
okay, listen, we're in two separate places, and that's fine. I said, you're cool. I like you. I'm just going to back up and, move. I can't give you all of my time when we're in two separate places. But
Right.
he didn't want that. He was like, no, no, I don't want that going on. No, no, because if you're not where I am, then why am I giving you all this time? Because I'm just like spinning my wheels going nowhere, or running on the hamster wheel, not going anywhere. Like I know and I bowed out, understood that that's where it was. And he's great. You great. Go on. I'm not your person.
Yeah.
I'm and I accept that. I understand that. I'm not mad. I don't have no ill will towards him at all. I wish him the best, but I'm glad
Right.
I recognized that early on because the signs were there. But like you said, we see them sometimes and we just don't, we're thinking that, oh, I will be the one that can help or do this or whatever. No, no.
Yeah.
We do
Absolutely.
ourselves a disservice. And then when all the real extra comes out, then you're like trying to figure out, what did I do to my
Well, I had actually posted, I think it was earlier this week, that was like, be careful how much and whom you're helping, because sometimes
Yeah.
you can be interrupting someone's karma. So it's one thing
Mm,
about a struggle, but it's another if you're over here now interrupting someone's karma or what God is doing to deal with them. And now you done unnecessarily inserted yourself. Drink your water, mind your business.
ooh, hold on.
Yeah, exactly. Look, I need some tea. The throat is dry, okay? Like,
You know what? That right there is another something we need to discuss, because oh wow. I don't even want to go into that, because that's just going to take us all. But yeah, you got to recognize when someone is just getting something, a return, because the Bible says you reap what you sow. If you have sown something that wasn't favorable, you going to reap that.
yeah,
And I
exactly.
have
And
to
you don't know when
recognize,
it's gonna be. It doesn't,
yeah.
it's not always immediate.
And I'm sorry, I'm not getting ready to get in
Right.
trouble for,
I agree.
for stepping in on your reaping season. And then I'm getting some of that too. No, thank you. I'm good. I pray for you. That's all I can do. You in my heart. I'll be thinking of you, but I'm stepping back on
Yeah,
that.
exactly. I hope it don't beat you up too bad. And I see you on the other side of this.
Right. So for those of you that are just now joining us, we are talking about how will you handle all my extra. We're talking about in relationships, whatever that
That was
means.
deep one, huh, babe?
You hear smack.
What she say?
I did.
She said that was a deep one. Y'all hear her?
I did.
Yeah.
Loud, Lord.
It is super
Loud.
deep. Listen, sometimes, I talk from experience. I talk from things that, I'm dealing with or that I have experienced. And so it's rough, especially for a person who is always wanting to help, who's always wanting to, like you said, do you need a solution or you just need an ear?
Right.
Because
Right.
I'm cool for both of them. But
Right.
then you also need to understand that you don't always have to take on
Mm-hmm.
everything. You
Yeah.
don't. So I have friends that will call me and be like, Morgan, do you have the space for this right now?
Mm.
Before they even let
Because
it
they know
go.
you.
Because that was like, I think that's a part of how
Mhm.
will you handle my extra?
Yeah.
Is the person that you are about to unload on at a place where they can handle your extra?
Yeah. They
Because
equip.
if they're not, then you doing yourself a disservice by unloading on a unavailable person.
Yeah, because number one, you're not going to get where you need to be, and now you've now injured another person. So there's two people now that's messed up off of one thing. On my page, Catherine, Dr. Betts said, "Facts. I did that and paid a huge price for it. Allow people to have their process, even if it hurts to see them going through challenges. Sometimes we enable." Ooh,
Yes.
word,
Ooh, you.
enable.
Ooh.
Yeah. So if you want to come on, you can studio.restream.io / V as in Victor CN dash XXXC. Peach, can you put that in? That's a whole lot for me to have to say to people.
I was like, yo, go ahead, bro.
They can just click it. I'm like, wait a minute. There it is. Look in the comments there.
There
If
we
you would
go.
like to join us and give your 2 cents, it's right there. Also, too, there's a QR code. I can't see it, but I know it's there. If you want to, if you have not subscribed to the House of Peach, we want you to do that so you will know when we are on live. You'll get to know all of our events. There it is, and everything else we have going on. Tonight, we're talking about how will you handle all my extra? And this is not only for romantic relationships, whatever that may be. It could be for friendship, like Morgan was saying. It could be for business. I can't imagine being having a business partner like that, and we're discussing business and they're always on 10. How are we going to get things accomplished if you're always on 10?
Can I tell you, from a person who's always on 10, besides Maya, who we had as a guest,
Yeah.
I was like, because she's my manager, but my partner Courtney,
Mm-hmm.
Her and I have known each other. I met her while I was pregnant with Noah, so I guess it's going on close to 5 years now. And I can be on 10 when we roll up to an event because so many other things have happened before I even got there.
Mm-hmm.
And literally, she will just come and hug me and will not let go until she can feel like I've come down some notches.
Mm.
And then she'll be like, you just need some love. So come here.
Oh.
And that's exactly what she does. And I'm telling you, even just that is enough to get me out of that
Mm-hmm.
and then be more present and be like, okay, you know what? I'm up in arms about something that really doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Or I'm up in arms about something that I really can't control. Or the reality is, okay, Morgan, you still got here. You're still on time and you still got to do the job.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I thank God for her because then everything would be on 10 all the time, all the time. So being able to recognize once again who you're dealing with and then taking that time to be able to say, okay, is staying on 10 going to help us get this done? Because if it is, then sure, I'm going to meet you right there.
Right.
But if not, we're going to have to bring this down because everybody that we're serving right now, everybody that we're dealing with, whatever the case may be, when it comes to, because most businesses are service, you're going to have to button it up
Yeah.
until you're done. Then you can let it loose again if you want to,
Yeah.
but you got to button it up, And a lot of people, once again, that's why I love this podcast. We get to talk about the things that a lot of people don't talk about in entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
No one talks about when you have a bad day. No one talks about
Right.
when you need a mental health day. But the reality is you got a job to do.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Peach.
That
was
was
up next?
big mouth, but I talking in
I
the
was like,
back.
I heard
Don't
a
you
voice.
talk
My
about
bad.
smack like that.
But what I was thinking, when it comes to the extra, what I notice about some people, because I'm mostly laid back, like Smack is always on 10,000. I'm more so laid back and laughing because I don't like things to bother me and let it roll off. But what I notice most people do is they make someone extra, they're extra.
Mm.
Like I'm not that person. If something bothers you, then it bothers you. It takes you to that limit. I'm not going to allow that to be me. I'm not going to assume your issue. I'm just not that.
Yeah.
But I've noticed people do that. Like if someone else has a gripe or dislike something, well, you know what? Now I don't like it. I have a problem with it. I'm going to be over the edge with it. And I don't like it.
Yeah.
That's just not who I am. I'm just laid back. So, I just say to people, define what extra is for you. Stop taking on other people's ideas of what's extra because you could be missing out on a good partner, a friend, severing ties with loved ones,
Right. Right.
just because you're using someone else's definition.
Yeah.
Tell more I like her thing on her page.
She
Now
can
I
hear
know.
you. She can hear you.
Oh yeah, now I'm glad she saw that post on your page, and I'm glad that you explained it because I liked it.
Whose page?
What?
On Morgan's page.
Oh, about the karma? Yeah.
Yeah.
The karma. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, this, stop taking on people's extra. I'm not like that because I probably would have missed out on Smack if had I listened to other people and their judgments of her. Oh, this is just too much. Oh my God, how do you deal with it?
Right. Those people were just not enough for her.
I'm like, she don't bother me. I find her hilarious when she do some of this stuff and she started finding the humor in it. What are you laughing at?
Myself sometimes.
Yeah,
I'm
because it's
definitely one who
hilarious.
takes on someone's extra, but you've got to be like how you and I are, April. Like if you were to call me and you were on 10 and you were like, Morgan, you will never believe, just like you said Smack does for you, I'd be up there like, they did what to you? April, I'm on the next flight. I'm on the next train smoking they better be ready because I gotta waiting for them when I get like
That's me. That is you.
literally that was me 2 days ago. My best friend called me and his ex-girlfriend just then went off the deep end, and I was like, yo, I've been waiting. This girl's behind. Now you done gave me a good enough excuse.
You know what? That is you. That's you because I called you and I said, when I see this certain person, what I was going to do, you were like, let me know when and when.
Let me know. I'm rolling up too. Like,
so
She
I
said
know I
that's
got
Bonnie
that.
Clyde.
when you messing with my people, I'm sorry. I'm gonna take that.
Right.
I'm gonna take on that extra because now I'm like, that's how can I take off that extra off your plate? Because now you done mess with my folks.
And I like
That's
Peach.
you.
I like what you said about taking on
Yeah.
other people's extra and allowing it to
Yeah.
affect you because I'm an empath. So I already feel people when I don't want to, and it puts me in a space and stuff is happening. And I'm like, I don't know before I found out what it was. So I don't need to take on anything else that people have going on because I already feel people and I don't want to because it puts me in this place. So yeah, I'm not taking that on. But I have a question. I want to pose this to anybody, even those that are watching. The extra. So we're talking about and how can you handle all my extra? Can having control or a person that wants control or has an issue with letting go of control be an example of the extra?
Oh yeah, that control is extra. Period.
Well, you
And
mean
that need for
control of the
control is
person or
extra.
themselves?
The need to control situations, need to control just
Oh yeah, they're
anything.
extra.
Anything.
They're extra because they can't control themselves, so they try to control the environment around them.
Okay. Okay. So that can be that, ladies and gentlemen, can be a part of the extra as well. Rashawn said, yes, definitely. Because I know for me, oh my goodness, I am really working on that is having control and letting things go. It was to the point to where I wanted, if I tell my students to take this and put this here, and they put it like 2 millimeters to the left, I'm having a fit. And you can't do that. You cannot control it. So how it takes a special partner, a person to be able to handle that. Now I'm much better than I was. I control that a whole lot better and I let that go and calm my nerves because people don't like that. And then it puts me on edge because I'm constant. No, I want it this way and I want it that way. And I had saw that I used to do that with my kids and now I had to fall back. Like I can't do that. They're all different. They have different personalities. So Ariel, we did laundry and folded the clothes, and I told her there's 3 drawers. Here's what goes in each one of the drawers. And I be doggone this girl come in here and stuffed everything in 1 or 2 drawers. Nothing was separated out nice and neat. I said, you know what? Whatever. If that's how you want it, that's how it's going to be. I'm not, because I could have said, no, you need to put the shorts here. You need to put the shirts here. You need to put the underclothes here. Nope, not doing that. If you like it like that, stuffed in there, cool. I'll just make sure mine are the way that I want them to be.
Well, I can tell you that in my marriage, I've had to get to a place where if it was something that I cared about, then I was the one who did it. If it was something that I didn't really care or I wasn't as anal retentive about how it would get done, then I don't care how you do it. It just needs to get done. But if I care how it needs to get done, and for me, I feel like it needs to be done my way, then I'm going to just go ahead and do it because I know you're not going to do it my way because you a whole different person. You are not me.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes
You sounds like me. I'm just like that, Morgan. If it's something that I need done in a specific way, I'll do it. Because I'm not about controlling other people. I understand I only can control me.
Yes.
Well, I have definitely made a note of that in my
yes. Well, the crazy thing is I don't want to control people. I like to control situations because what I don't like is for other people's stuff to affect me. I'm cool if what I
Yes.
do affects me, but it's when you do something that affects me. Now that is what brings me out, and then that's when you see the extra.
Yeah.
So if I can keep that from happening, then that's where, you know, that control factor ends up, you know, coming. But then I have now noticed that I have to be a little bit more intentional about who is in my space,
Mm-hmm.
because that also then revs up my anxiety,
Yeah. Yeah.
because now I've got a
Explain that
person who's
again.
causing. What you say?
I said, say that again to Smack because she doesn't understand why I'm so people selective. I'm like, I can't have them there because this is going to set me off and I don't want that.
Yeah.
So get away.
Yeah.
Get away
Well, it's the
from me.
feeling for me, the physical feeling. Like, you know, as we get older, I'm like, listen, I got things I need to do. I, you know, want to be able to see my kids graduate from high school, you know, live their lives and start to, you know, be a part of that. And in order for me to do that, I got to take like 12 chill pills. So if you going to be in my space and causing me to need some extra,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
no, that's not
Yeah.
it. But now I also do want to bring in the conversation about having friends or meeting people that can meet you where you are with that. Because I have friends that can bring me to a place of not being extra, whereas I have other friends that can't.
Mm.
So when I'm in that extra space, though the people who can handle it, those are the people I reach out to.
Yeah. You got to know. You need to
Like
know.
that, yeah. So I don't feel like I have to not be friends with certain people or not have certain people in my space. But at the same time, it's like, you know what? I pick and choose so that when I do have an anxiety attack, I have anxiety attack friends.
Mm.
When I'm just chilling, I got chilling friends. When I want to party and turn up, I got turn up and party friends. You know what I mean? Have people in different spaces to be able to handle the different facets of you, because I also think that it is absolutely insane to think that one person can be able to handle it all.
I'm so glad that you talked about that and you have friends like that, because I have never in my 47 years of life never had friends like that. Never. Until
Really?
I got became a part of the sister squad, and I can call any one of them and we can do that. We can have it's like one of them will feel something is off and they'll reach out to me, like Jackie did this morning. She was like, you were on me, and she reached out to me this morning. But other than that, outside of them, it was me by myself. So when I was up there was nothing that I just had to figure it out on my own. Ray Sean, you said, how can you share the podcast? If you were on Facebook, you should be able to hit the share button and just share it that way. Or was that Tanya? I don't.
If you're on,
I think you
yeah,
might
the
have tagged
pages you can
Tanya.
Oh,
share. If it's a private group, you can't share. But if you're on like YouTube or my page or any of the other pages that aren't private, you can
yeah.
share.
So you can go on either Morgan's page or my page, or go on House of Peach. But like Peach said, if it's to a private group, then you won't be able to do it. But you can do it just in the general feed and do it that way. Yeah.
Yes, yes,
That's good.
yes. Hi, Ashley, real quick. And I was like, I'm over here now on Facebook seeing a couple of people. So,
Yeah.
hey, to Ashley, she said, hey, ladies. And yes, Jen, I am rocking the Genesis Z shirt today. That's my bro. He's got a banging, banging band. So, yes, absolutely. Okay, so here's my question that I wanted to, and I think I see a couple other people in here. Hey, J Vix. Actually, you can be a part of this. I was like, Jay, Ray Sean, especially because, like I said, I would like to have a male perspective. So,
Yes, we would.
um, this, it was a video, or it was a reel of this man, and it was, I believe, like a men's conference or a men's meeting. So it was a room full of men, and the speaker was, you know, talking to them at the time, and he was like, we don't get to choose our feelings.
Mm.
And then he gave an example, and he was like, my wife and I are laying down in the bed, and all of a sudden I hear this big loud sound. Wakes us both up. We're both startled. Oh my goodness. I get up. I got to go downstairs, see exactly what it is. Got light on. He was like, I got my piece, making sure that, everything is okay so I could be able to protect my family. Come to find out, the wind had just knocked open the door, the whole 9 yards. He's like, both of us were scared, but only one of us had to act.
Mm.
And he was like, I didn't get a chance to just be scared and not do anything.
Mm.
Why don't I get to? And it was crazy because I understood what he was saying, but from my perspective, at no point in time was your fear invalidated.
Mm.
But at the same time, I don't think you took into consideration what it was like to leave me upstairs,
Mm.
me at being the wife.
Yeah.
Because trust me, now my fear has tripled.
Because you're
Why?
gone.
Because the
As
protector,
the-
my
yeah.
partner, my everything is now going out to try to make sure that everything is okay. And now I have to listen out, because if at any point in time danger comes to him,
Yeah.
I gotta go get the kids. We gotta go hide. We gotta escape from the house. We gotta do all of these things. So at no point in time did I not have to act on my fear too. I did too. I wasn't just sitting on the bed eating bonbons and watching soap operas.
Right.
I too was afraid. So like I said, I would love to know what you guys think about that, because there are a lot of men who feel like in certain situations, they don't get to be extra
Mm.
because they have to be. And I kind of look at it like, at the end of the day, that's your job. Like, you can't be mad as a ticket booth holder when somebody's got to pay the toll. You don't feel like taking the money today. Don't really care. That's what your job
Yeah.
is. You know what I mean? So when it comes to that, like, we all have roles. These are things that, are placed in us in our genetic makeup.
Mhm.
So yeah, it sucks every day to have to wake up sometimes. You see in these mom groups, like, I don't always feel like being mom today.
Right.
I don't really have a choice though.
Yeah.
I do have a choice, but I don't really have a choice.
Yeah.
Well, I like to comment on that.
Sure.
As a person that doesn't subscribe to social norms just
Yeah.
because of my lifestyle, first off, if I'm hearing a noise, my reaction wouldn't be to sit back and watch my partner or my spouse go. It's like, all right, we going down together.
Mm.
We're going down together. We're going to be scared together. We're going out this piece together. We're going to get down to two people. Two heads is better than one. We're going to get down there, kick some ass. Excuse me. Kick
Right.
some butt. And then we're going to go back to bed and laugh about how scared we were.
But I'm being the front.
There you go, Smack.
So I get hit first.
Oh.
But, yeah, I don't believe in social norms, but I didn't see the video. That is interesting, but
Yeah.
we do invalidate men a lot of times. Men don't get a chance to process, or it's like they gotta live like robots. They don't have feelings. But
Yeah.
coming from the LGBT realm, where we don't believe in all that social norms because it just doesn't fit us, I don't believe in it. I don't subscribe to it.
Mm.
I believe men are allowed to have feelings and to be able to process or act out on them. And I think that women should probably respect that. You have a closer relationship with him if you did. I think a lot of relationships fail because of that.
Mhm.
I agree.
And my question is to the men, because I definitely want to acknowledge and respect that feeling, because that's real. And honestly, I never thought about that. That if that situation were to happen and they have to get up and go, that level of fear. But what would they like for us to do to make it
Mm.
better, or make
Yeah.
where it's manageable, or make it where even though you feel that way, you know you have support. Because I'm telling you now, I mean, I want to, you got a piece, I got a piece. I'm like, like Peach, we going down, we both going together. I'm coming down too. You coming down shooting, I'm coming out shooting. We're gonna do it together. But I want to know from the
Right.
men, like, what is it? What can we do to help with that?
Yeah.
Because that is very valid. And I get that. And I never thought about that. I never.
Yeah. I didn't. I thought it was very thought provoking. Most definitely. And that's what I was like, I cannot wait. I was like, I don't know if this needs to be a whole other episode
Yeah,
or what, but no one's feelings should be invalidated.
right.
So I completely agree with you, Peach. And I'm not down with the social norms either. I mean, if we were living separately, my husband would have to wash dishes just the same as I would. He'd have to clean up just the same as I would. So I'm not running around here with an expectation of, well, you the woman in the house, so you need to clean up, you need to cook, you need to take care of the
Oh, yeah.
kids, and you need to pay half the bills, and you need to do this. And
Bruh,
no,
what are you saying? What you thinking? Oh,
yeah, exactly. I'm definitely not for the norms,
yeah.
but at the same time, are we taking that as extra?
Mm,
Because here's the thing, like you said, let's talk about the definition of
yeah.
extra.
Yeah. That's the fine.
And when do you get to the extra?
Right.
Because if you think that what I'm doing is being extra, which is what that girl was saying, no, I'm being myself. I'm being a woman. I'm obviously being as vulnerable as I could be. This is as naked as I can be right
Yeah.
here. Like, I'm letting it all hang out right
And
now.
that's difficult.
What you gonna do about it?
That can be difficult for some people. I know it's difficult for me to be vulnerable like that. So I retreat.
Yeah.
And I'm not, I'm getting to the point to where I am, but it's so uncomfortable because I would rather just deal with it myself, stay within myself, handle it myself, not show that side, but I do
For
it
what?
that way.
For fear of rejection or fear of like what is the
It could
reason
be
to close
It
off?
could be rejection. It could be, I don't want you looking at me like, dang, you crazy. Something wrong with you. I don't want that.
Mm,
So and then it's too, because I've had to do it my entire life. Like I've had
mm.
to figure it out. I've had to protect me. I've had to, cover myself that way. So it's where it's been a constant thing. And I'm having to break that off piece by piece. And when I show vulnerability, it's like I've been exposed, like everybody can see it, and I have to deal with that. So then I do get up here because I'm now out there. And it's only to one person, but
Yeah.
still it's like I've never done this. This feels weird. And I have to.
I mean, yes, it is. I think it's definitely weird if you're not comfortable with being
Mhm.
vulnerable. But I know you've said in a couple of other episodes as well, where like you, what we see here is a completely different April than you have been all of these
Oh
years. So that vulnerability is a part of you being yourself.
yeah. Yeah.
And if you can't be
Right.
you in front of everybody, then what we doing? We faking
Right.
stuff?
Right. And that ain't it.
And what exactly? I was like, and what actually? I was like, the lesson that I'm learning right now is, at the end of the day, I cannot. What I can't control, and that is where the control comes in.
Mhm.
Control is how someone takes my vulnerability.
Yeah. That's true.
What
That's
works?
not my responsibility.
Right.
My responsibility is to be vulnerable.
Mhm.
If you can't handle me being vulnerable, that still don't have no bearing on me. That's a personal problem for
That
you.
is true.
Right. What was the question that you had for the men, April?
How would they like for us to handle that part? What Morgan was discussing about the man being scared about going downstairs, and why they don't get a chance to just stay back. How does that make them? Can we do to make it better, or to understand, or to work with them more with that? Because we
I
Yeah.
think
know.
that's a communication thing. And I will
Mhm.
say on this broadcast that I am both. I have high levels of testosterone. I am both sexes. So I think for me, because I do have a lot of pride issues because of the testosterone. Shut up. So,
You
it's a
stop talking to smack like that.
it's a communication thing. Like for us, we talk a lot,
Hmm.
and sometimes the pride part about me doesn't allow me to be free.
Mm,
But again, with the right partner and her knowing exactly who I am, I can be open about a lot of things. So I think when you meet the man, don't have like those social expectations.
mm,
Have the conversations. A lot of times, oh, I'm a woman, I should be this way. I'm a man, you should be this way. You don't do that. Y'all communicate to find out what works for you guys, not what the world says that
mhm,
this should work. So that would be my suggestion with that.
mm.
And I know that conversation probably people are probably like, well, who discusses if someone breaks in the house? But sometimes, you just have to do that.
Yeah, it is so communication. I've been saying this word and hearing this word and talking about this for weeks. It is vital
Yeah.
to the success of any relationship. I don't care what it is. I was talking to my cousin, her daughter and a friend of hers have started a nonprofit in DC, and they are looking to now turn it into something else, and they were having a discussion. I said, listen, there need to be clearly defined roles,
Hmm.
expectations. It needs to be written down. There needs to be a signature on the contract so everyone
Right.
understands this is how it's going to be. You don't want to make any assumptions, and you don't want to do that in a relationship. You don't want to assume anything. Like, I want to come into this knowing, using that example, if somebody breaks in the house, what you want me to do? Do you want me to stay back here and go hide, or do you want me to grab what I got and come with you and we fighting together? Tell me so I
Hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
We
know.
fight
Yeah.
together.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
straight talk, no BS said. Hello, ladies. Hey, real men and studs wouldn't want their women to go first. Life is too short to be pretending to be someone else. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm, you were talking about me being who I am now. Like, the folks that I went to school with, they're probably like, just no words, no words for
Right.
everything that I've been doing and who I am now. And I sometimes look at myself like, wow, okay, I like to be this way. Jason said, Morgan, I totally agree. We men should take our rightful position. Some men don't know how to respond to certain things, especially protecting their families. Me, I'll go to any means necessary to protect my family. Someone have to stay with the kids if they have children. And that's his opinion on that.
That's it.
Straight talk, no BS. I don't believe in labels because we all change daily. Tomorrow I might be in a feminine mood. Then the next day I might be more dominant. Okay, that's true.
I definitely agree. Yeah, because I feel like different situations will change how I handle things. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I can be soft in one area and then need
right.
to be more aggressive in other areas depending on the situation. You know what I
Yep,
mean? If we divide and conquer, then yeah, while you over here handling this, then I need to be over here, you know what I mean, handling this in a completely
right.
different way. So I 100%
Yeah, you gotta
agree.
vet those things, vet those
Yeah,
situations, those
absolutely.
circumstances to see, okay, what version do I need? What do I need? How do I need to handle it? What do I need to do? Yep, he's straight talk, no BS. Say get rid of labels and just live. Absolutely, because people are not. I mean, you just don't know what tomorrow holds. So I'm going to live for today, y'all. Do you see the time?
Oh my. Yeah.
Yeah, this was
I guess we get a part
amazing.
two where we can recover back.
Yeah, Straight
So
Talk
that he
No
could
BS
just
said
handle
it's all about who can just handle the matter,
and
forget
forget
who's
who's
more
more
dominant.
dominant. I agree. See,
Yeah.
you know what?
Yes.
Thank you so much. That is what I mean when I say I am not for gender roles whatsoever. If you are better at something than I am, then go ahead and take the lead in that. If
Right.
I am better at something than you are, then allow me to take the lead in that. That's not me emasculating you. That's not
Right.
you being more feminine. That's us coming together and working as a team to get the daggone job done.
Yup. There you go.
Yeah. And talk about everything, even like for us, even our extras. Like we
Mhm.
would sit down and talk about the worst parts of us before we would talk about the best. Like, I
Mhm.
have this pet peeve, I have this issue, I don't like this. Even the minute stuff, like
Yeah.
her craziness. I don't like when you leave a pair of pants inside of a pair of pants when you take. We have these conversations. It sounds crazy and it sounds small, but it's irritating
Mm-hmm.
to her. So have
Yeah.
these conversations.
Right. No matter what it is, like it's I'm laughing at it like what? But those are serious things that could take you from 0 to
Yes.
100 in a couple of seconds, and that's considered the extra.
I do the laundry.
Yeah, we know you do the laundry. I think they figured that from the pants and the pants thing.
Shake your socks out. Don't bundle them up.
Oh my gosh, say it
And
again.
that's the
Say it again louder for
extra.
the people in the back. That is my biggest pet peeve is balled up socks in the laundry basket.
See?
So you have all this loose stuff taking up all this space. I'm like, just put it
Oh
neat and
wow.
compact and get it downstairs and then loosen it. But either way, just talk about
I'm sorry.
everything.
The bottom line is just talk about the stuff. If you don't like the socks balled up, doggone it, I don't want them balled up. Stretch them out, please.
Exactly. And have the conversation, but don't let that be the deciding factor. I had a cousin who was in a relationship and eventually it ended and he then later went off and got married and she's always given me like life advice in different stages. And she said to me, she's like, Morgan, if him having his shoes all over the place wasn't as big of a deal as it was to me then, I would probably be in a different position. So the question is prioritize how big those things are. Because once the person's gone, sometimes those are the very things that you miss in that. I remember I used to be in a relationship where every fart in 5 minutes, this man was calling me, needing to check in, needing to this, that, and third. And I was like, oh my gosh, get off my line. Just go live your life. And I'll see you later on at the end of the day. Like, we can talk about this later. Like, you don't have to call me 25 times a day. Ended the conversation. It was the weirdest thing because it was nothing but dead silence. And I didn't realize how much I actually valued that communication, especially getting into then the next relationship where that communication was not there at all. So now I'm over here wondering what you doing, what's going on, what are you feeling, this, that, and the third. So you go from one extreme to the other. You start to appreciate those things, or at least be like, you know what, that one really wasn't that big of a deal.
Matt was with somebody.
Oh, smack. She agrees with you, Morgan. She is the one that will call you 5,000 times a day. I'm a little bit more laid back. My mind doesn't think about all, but I'll answer because I know it makes her feel comfortable.
Right.
But for me, I can function without talking to somebody and seeing them later.
Hey,
But
Morgan, nobody, and April, nobody is going to be calling Pierce saying Smack is over here up in somebody's face lying.
oh my God.
She know my every move.
I don't think that deep.
I know you don't, but that's just for me, so you'll know that I'm okay.
Well, see, I guess compromise
Yeah.
again because my mind, I don't know. I don't be thinking that deep. I be thinking about what I need to get done so I can get home and lay down.
Ah,
She's like, yo, I just want to stay on chill mode all the time.
right.
Yes,
But that, now I don't know what to tell you.
yes, I am like, I'm one of those people. You probably would think I'm high because I'm just relaxed, but I don't smoke weed or anything. I'm just
Until she
You
relaxed.
just really I look, I love it. I look. When I see you, we need to rub elbows so you can rub off on me a little bit. Okay?
Can I just say that I can't wait until October when I come to Delaware? I'm just
I
ready to
can't
see
wait.
y'all. I just want you to know that. I am
And
excited.
now we get to do this extreme line dancing and stuff into
Go
You
ahead.
know
She
what?
says that I'm just extreme when I have an
Oh
event.
yeah, when she has an event, we're definitely yin to yang. I know how to calm her down.
Mm.
You gotta give me props, babe.
Yes. If people don't follow the script, see, this is where
I'm right there with you. I'm right there.
Morgan says, "Don't make your problem be my problem." We all had our roles, and then when you botch up your role, I'm like, "What in the world? I just want to be in my space."
Oh, you don't say it like
Exactly.
that. You come out with that deep voice. Yo, I said what I said.
I'm gonna be right back with her. Ditto. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
That's me. It's
Oh,
really
wow.
the events that like I just be really like, okay, we're not playing with that. Yes,
Mm.
straight talk, no BS. That being too picky will cause you to lose out on something good. I agree.
Absolutely.
There is a difference between being particular and setting certain boundaries, but then there is also the other side of that is everyone is human. Everybody has their own ways of doing things,
Mm.
and what you can't do is think that you know better than someone else and then or better than they know for themselves,
Yeah.
because that's when you then go back over into that control, and no one likes to be controlled, and that's how you end up getting lose out. You lose out.
That is true.
I mean, there is a right and a wrong way to do things. I say that all the time. There's a right and a wrong way to skin a cat. There's multiple ways of doing it. But if we killing the cat while we skinning it, then you still did it wrong. So if I see you killing the cat while you skinning it, that's when Morgan's going to speak up and say something. I don't care if you shave it with a couple patches, a little polka dots, however it floats your boat. That's cool. But once the cat starts getting bit up, is looking kind of crazy, about to die, Morgan gonna say something. Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh God, you're so funny, hilarious. Jason said, "Very great topic, perfectly said. It's all about teamwork, and you have to be open-minded." Absolutely.
Yes.
Garth G, my brother, says he agreed, and this was some time up, but he agreed 100% with whatever was said. He agreed. I'm sorry, G, I forgot to acknowledge that. I'm looking like on two places.
When we watch the replay, we'll see what he was agreeing on.
Right. So y'all, we want you to subscribe. If you have not scanned that QR code, please do so you can subscribe to the House of Peach. So you will know when we are on, you will get notifications. You'll know about events that are coming up. We have a big one coming up in October where I will get to meet my girls for the first time ever. I'm excited about that.
First time in
So-
forever.
If you are a female entrepreneur, you know one, and we have not interviewed them on our show, we would love to have them on to highlight their business and all of the phenomenal things that they're doing and get them some connections. That's what we've been doing. We've been connecting people. Reach out to Morgan in her inbox or me in my inbox, or send an email to the House of Peach. We have access to that as well to know what's going on. I think we do have we have access to that.
Well, yeah, we do. But yeah, I haven't been on it in a minute.
I don't know. By myself, I have 4. So that's
As do I. And I have to make it a point. Actually, Courtney is the person. I was like, Courtney, I think I'm about to like put you on managing the email account, because she does not have anything unread. She goes through, she deletes stuff, and I'm like, I'm gonna need you to do that. She's like, I'm down to 0. Yo,
I need
or
an
hit
assistant.
our inbox and do that with that one too. Okay.
I need an assistant. And every time I try to go through one of my emails to do a mass deletion, I just get so annoyed. Like, you know what? I don't have the time to sit here and do all of this, but it needs to be done when you get that you're out of storage. Like, oh my
Yeah.
God, are you serious?
Exactly.
But anyway,
We'll call it.
we have an entire phenomenal lineup next month, and we still have some slots available before the end of the year. So if you are definitely interested in being on the show, we want you on. So reach out to us. It's just like this. We have fun. It's laid back. It's like having a conversation on a couch conversation. That's what it is. But the last Tuesday in every single month is our he said, she said, and we have these amazing topics that we discuss when we want from the male and female perspective. And we don't want to be the only two on here. Thank you, Smack. Thank you, Peach, for being on here. We want more people. And if you come in and you say what you have to say and give your comments and then you get out, then that's fine. If you come on and you stay the whole time, that's great. However you want to do it, we just want everyone's input, and we don't want it just from the women. We want the men to come on too and share their insight as well, because I want to know. Help me, because I know I don't know it all, and I'm going to need some help. You know what I mean?
Help me, help you.
Exactly. So we're going to go before we talk another 30 minutes. But thank you so much. We hope you enjoyed. How will you handle my extra?
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. So until next week at the same time, 7 p.m. East, 7:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Morgan and I will see you later.
Yes, be safe, because it will be right after Labor Day weekend. So make sure you have fun, but be safe, please.
Be safe. We want you on to watch us.
Absolutely.
All right.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Yeah, I'm so extra. Express myself, I'm next up. Yeah, what more do you say? Coming up. Yeah.